with your reactions, reviews, and general commentary for, well, pop culture. So this will be the second live stream I've done today. Earlier, I had to cut mine a little bit earlier than I had planned to. Only did it about 27 minutes. But I am here again. So, hey, y'all. Oh my gosh, you can be able to hear that accent. But yeah, I am Fallon for Fallon Reacts, doing reactions, reviews, about everything I can think of. And I am here to talk about just anything, as long as it's not politics, because that's the quickest way to start a feud that'll last a couple hundred years. Oh my gosh. Hot tea. And yes, I am aware that we are still in summer, and I like having hot tea at night. And I just get some Lipton, some creamer, some sugar, some boiling hot water. It's good for me. But yes, I am here. Earlier we had been talking about some of the 90s, 2000 shows, which were pretty great. Buffy, Angel, Charmed. We didn't make it over to like Dark Angel or any of the shows like that. We did at one point segue into Bones and House, which, to be honest, those were great shows. They're, I believe, still remembered now, because really, it seems these days television isn't as great as it used to be. Or maybe that's my nearing 40 opinion. It's like nothing is as good as it used to be. So we're like, oh, I remember old days. Weren't really old days. I'm not that old. I'm only, God, how old am I? 36? Yeah, I was born in 83. And one of the comments I made on Twitter yesterday was about that the people that actually decide, oh, if you're born this, you're a millennial. If you're born this, you're Gen X. And they keep changing 1983 from Gen X to millennial, or you don't get one at all. Which, to be honest, 2 years ago, they listed 1983 people that were born in that year that they didn't belong to either. They were the outcasts. It is sad, but true. And also, I think the Mandalorian trailer came out. I still need to watch it. Yeah, because I see Leia D-Day Doggy posted a video, The Mandalorian Ruined, before it even began. I'm definitely going to have to check that out. And to be perfectly honest, I would love it if Lucasfilm would stop trying to ruin my fandom. Please stop. I just want well-written characters, good stories, keep me entertained. That's it. That is all I am asking for you to give me. Not hate because I didn't like your stuff. Because right now I'm very iffy, and I'm sorry if Pin is annoying you. I'm very iffy on how I feel about everything. Let's just, Lucasfilm, please, please, fix your crap. Also, I apologize if I keep the thing keeps shutting off. I do apologize for that. I do not even know what is going on with it. Because it keeps like saying not live. It's really bad. because I was just now on a tirade about Star Wars. Like, I would love to bring up a video where there was some Star Wars positivity, but lately there seems to be none, except the fact that we are getting Anakin and Palpatine in, but I'm kind of terrified for their characters if they're going to be mistreated. And I know you're probably going like, they're the villains from the original series. Yes, they are. But I liked Sidious, how he was written, and I don't want that to be ruined. Same for Anakin. I know people complain about how Anakin was in the prequels, but considering his life and what he went through, it's kind of understandable. He was written that way by the creator of Star Wars. You can't really complain about it when it's the creator. There hasn't been anybody else touching that character. And so that is a major issue for some people. For me, I'm like, okay, that's how Anakin is. But now other people are getting their fingers on these characters, and I'm like, oh no, they're going to ruin them. They are going to ruin them. Look what they did in the last two movies. Because they really did ruin them, and I don't like that. I want these characters to be just in character. Or, you know what? Give me some novels that explain how you get from point A to point B. Personally, I'd love like some webisodes where you could have seen with your own eyes how they transition into it. Because I know Doctor Who did webisodes regarding River and the Doctor, and about how you do get point A and point B, and some of the things that River's mentioned. I would like to see how that came about. I also would like to understand why Han left Leia. Or did he really leave? Or was it something they decided? Or was there something bigger to that plot? I want to know. Because really, we don't get a lot of information that we should be getting. It's like, why are you ruining my characters? Not that they belong to me, but I've grown up with these characters. And it's like, ugh. And I'm honestly certain that's how the fans of Tolkien's work since the very beginning, like the 1950s, the ones that were the first to read the books, they have, I wouldn't say ownership, but they've gone on so many adventures with these characters for so long, and it's like, I'm sure there were plenty of people that weren't exactly happy with how the characters were presented. So oh gosh, man, my throat. Hope I'm not coming down with something, because that would suck. Really, it would. Yeah. But like I was saying, I love these characters. I want the best for these characters, good and evil, and I want them to be written in character. I want their voices to stay the same. And that's always been a major issue with me. It's like characterization, character development. Character development, big thing with me. One of the reasons I'm having a lot of issues with the characters on like dark Star Trek Discovery is because you're not getting a lot of character development. The plots are too thin. I think the episodes are okay by themselves, but there's not a lot of depth to them. There's not a lot of depth to the plot either. And I don't think they actually had a plot when they were setting it up. It's sad, but true for me. And like, I try to see, okay, on Twitter, you see a lot of SJW nonsense. I kind of try to stay away from that because I'm not here for politics. I'm not here for social justice. I'm here to be entertained. I'm here to do reviews, to do reactions whenever I can get a decent computer. I'm just here for entertainment. Get my opinion out there. Because if you know me, you'll know that I'm a very quiet person. That I don't want to rock the boat, but it feels like I'm going to start. Because yes, my throat is still hurting. That's why I keep going quiet. I keep on having a sip at this tea. But yeah, I'm not a very vocal person usually. I'm only really now, gosh, I started doing YouTube channel back in February. And it is September and I'm finally having to grow some tough skin. And I do want this channel to be successful. I want to get out reviews for people to have another opinion. And while for some people it's like, why do we need your opinion? Well, maybe you don't. Maybe you do. I'm another perspective on things because while some people are like nitpicky, there's no way I could be really that nitpicky. Especially since I'm more of a casual viewer. Yes, I'll watch every episode. I will binge watch stuff. But I'm not going to go out and write fan fiction and do fan art for you. First of all, my fan fiction ability disappeared some 10 years ago, if not longer. And I leave fan art to my niece. She's great at it. She's absolutely wonderful at it. No way I could beat that. Plus, what you're going to get from me, if you want fan art, are stick figures. That's it. Will not do it. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. And I do try to keep politics out. I try to keep religion out of this because this channel is not about either. This channel is, I'm just giving my opinion about whether I liked it or disliked it, whether I would suggest it to other people. But I always tell people, trust but verify. Just because I like something doesn't mean you will. You may find it boring as heck. Seriously. Because no two people are the same. Not even a little bit. Because there are, oh my gosh, everybody has really, really different tastes. And I certainly do. Because what I may like, people consider boring. Like, okay, Good Omens for one. I loved that series. It was beautiful. I wanted my entire family to watch it, but they were bored to tears, even though I loved it. There were a lot of people on Twitter when after it had aired that they were excited. They loved it. They binge watched it just as quickly as I did. But like I said, not everybody has the same taste. Like, when we were talking earlier, one of my friends, Pepco, she is terrified of some of the supernatural episodes. And I thought that was pretty tame compared to some of the horror movies and television shows out there, which just scare the bejesus out of people. So, yeah. I just... man. Man, oh man. There's just so much out there people should be able to get a review on, get discussions on. Like earlier, I'll admit I tried to get a discussion started. Nobody was interested in it. Where I said basically the battle with us versus the SJWs isn't the real one. That the real battle is Star Trek versus Star Wars. Who's better? Not a single response. I thought I would have gotten some of the Trekkies that follow me say Star Trek is better, or say a specific character is better. Because to be honest, Star Wars is better. Watch the Star Trek people start unfollowing me. Because I like Star Trek for the most part. I watched Next Generation as a kid, some of DS9. I definitely watched Voyager all the way through. I watched the movies, vaguely remember Generations, vaguely the whole Picard movies. The movie I remember the most from before they did the Kelvin timeline was Wrath of Khan. But I think everybody knows the line from that movie. If I had the soundbite for that, I would totally play it for y'all. But I don't. Otherwise, I would absolutely play it for y'all. Oh my gosh. So many of the people that I normally talk to on Twitter have gone to bed. And it might surprise some of y'all. I actually follow Reylo fans. Because I may not like the ship, but I do like some of the posts they put out. Because quite a bit of Star Wars stuff. And I do appreciate the little aesthetics they put up and all that stuff. Like, I am totally for fan creations. If you've heard me before, I absolutely support it, even if I don't like your ship. If you want to create stuff you're passionate about, do it. Do it now. Because I absolutely respect that. Oh gosh. I'm gonna run out of tea soon and have to go make some more. But yeah. When it comes to fandoms, I appreciate it. I love it to tears. It's like, I believe in fandom positivity. It's like, you may not like it, but I can appreciate it. But I do draw the line at certain stuff. Like pedophilia, I refuse. No, I can't support that at all. Nothing that I would consider morally repugnant. I know some people are like, Reylo's morally repugnant. No. Two consenting adults that are not related that we know of. You know what? They could be cousins. They could be siblings. At this point, we don't know. But I will fully support people's stuff as long as I don't feel like it's morally repugnant. That's it. Yeah, but that's just me. Oh my gosh. I still need to watch Infinity War. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to that. I haven't even watched that last Thor movie. Haven't seen it. Haven't watched Ant-Man and the Wasp. I haven't watched a lot of them because people kept ruining the movies for me. So it was like, why should I bother watching the movie in the first place? That's why I try to keep minimum spoilers in my reviews. I've been trying. I know sometimes, and then I'll put in the title comes with full spoilers. Otherwise, I try to keep it at a minimum. I try not to tell you everything because it ticks me off when people do that to me. Unless they ask me first, then that's a completely different thing. If I get a warning, a choice, okay, then that's my own fault. But when people are just spoiling something just to spoil it, I just can't do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Yeah, that's apparently what's gonna happen every time I say not gonna do it. I'll admit I'm not the funniest person in the world. I'm kind of a giant dork and nerd. Well, maybe not so much nerd. Nerd implies that you're really knowledgeable on like a subject. Say like you're a complete, let's use Buffy enthusiast. You know everything there is to know about it. I'm more of just a dork, a giant dork. And I don't consider that a bad word when referring to people. Because if you're a dork, it's not a bad thing. Spaz, I don't consider that a bad thing. Because that's me at social situations. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I am seriously considering trying to contact some of the YouTubers in the fandom collective about possibly starting up a game night with the smaller YouTubers, because I think people like Mary, who I haven't even spoken to before, but she seems really nice. Just do a sort of game night. Something like, oh my gosh, there's a Salem witch one. It's like everybody gets a random role in the game. And you have to act within that, and you can't tell anybody what you are, because some of the roles are roles. I can't even say words right now. There is my boss and like 3 different people from Mafia. There is the serial killer. There is the vigilante, but it's a really cool game. I've played it with a few of my friends in the past and sometimes by myself. And you just get in a random room with all these people and you've got to do it successfully. What me and my friends would used to do, because we've been RPGers for years and years, we would come up with these detailed stories about who we were, and most of the time it was BS as what we were telling other people, especially if we were the serial killer. in the game. It's like, gotta be careful. But you also can't tell everyone what you are, because then the mob boss or the serial killer will kill you. Like, there was one role, there was like a doctor, and you could block a specific person for the night. So that person could not be killed, which was great. But vigilantes, their job was to take someone out every night. But here's the bad thing. If they killed an innocent person, they would kill themselves. The vigilante was always a scary one to play. Most of the time, I didn't take anyone out. Not unless I was pretty certain I knew who they were. A lot of games that I played, the serial killer and the mobster won full out. It sucked. But yeah, it was a kind of a murder mystery game, and you don't just try to figure out who did what with what. You have to figure out who it was. And it was always a big challenge. And you could do these private message things with different people. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I definitely would love to do one of those games one night. I might try for Sunday if I can get at least 2 or 3 other people. I don't think you can get more than that. I'll have to find the website and everything. But I think maybe next Friday I will try to get a game group together to do this. Just some of the small YouTubers, because I think it might be neat to do that. I know that on the 14th, 10 days from now, I will be doing a live stream with Continuum Trek where we will be discussing just Star Trek Discovery Season 1 from casual and the fan point of views, and then we'll be also talking about Star Trek in general. Because, to be perfectly honest, I'm not as well-versed in Star Trek as I used to be. It's sad. It really is sad. And I'm very appreciative that Continuum Trek is going to be doing this with me, because they're great. They're always talking to me, always encouraging me, which I do appreciate. And fun fact, I did not know that Jeremy Renner had a store. It looks mostly fishing and hunting. You can get bows. You can get bows. That is so cool. That's probably really good for deer hunting season. I know that in the Austin area, that they have a really big problem with deer. So, like, once a year, people get licenses and permissions and have bows and just shoot as many deer as possible to lower the population, because it is so bad. Rest of the year, you can't do squat. If you accidentally hit one with a car, that's okay. It's probably going to destroy your car, though. What happened to my folks one time? Oh, gosh. Yeah, I really do appreciate the support. I have been getting on Twitter. I have been getting on YouTube in general, because YouTube having a YouTube channel isn't as easy as some folks would believe. It might be easier if you're really good at talking with people and networking, because networking appears to be a major factor about it. And I try to interact with a lot of the YouTubers, pop into their live streams. Well, not actually pop in, but just go into their live streams and just say hi, how are you? Because that's me. I try to be friendly, but as you can probably tell, I'm very awkward. Oh gosh. Gosh. But it appears no one will be showing up tonight, which is okay. It is pretty late, and there's a lot of YouTubers online right now. But if you manage to listen to this pre-recorded live stream and you would like to support me, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for future content, and make sure you have that bell clicked for all notifications to pop up whenever I have a video come out, a live stream. And if you would like to support me, you can check down below in my description. I usually have all my links. But the best ways to support me are to subscribe. You can buy me a coffee, which caffeine is wonderful. I love it. Absolutely love it. Or you can check out my Teespring store, which I have like 3 different ones because I get bored and decide to create more stuff. I'm actually working on several shirt designs that are Destiny. Destiny's a video game if you haven't played it, but it's themed to that game. Like, I survived the Vault of Glass. I survived Eater of Worlds. That kind of thing. But I will catch y'all on the flip side.